Ugh.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, or if you're watching the recording, whatever time it is, hope it's a good day. Okay, so tonight I thought I'd just ask everyone how they're doing, and then I'll do a little bit about gut health and carnivore that you may or may not know. You probably will, but it might be a good reminder. So I'm going to go around the room and see how everyone's doing. And so being as Keely is right next to me, and she might have to unmute. Hello, lovely. How's your day going?
Hello.
I know
Good,
it's
thank you.
but
Yes,
carnivore suiting you? Because have you been on carnivore for a while now, haven't you?
I have. I've definitely since the challenge began, and I was doing it 99% of the time previous to that since Christmas.
Right. So have you been which one have you been doing? You just been doing carnivore, anything carnivore, or cutting
No,
out dairy?
no dairy, and not many eggs. So it's basically just beef. I do cheat occasionally, have a little bit of onion with my steak, but I've made these gorgeous garlic butter little things in a mold, so it looks really cool sitting on sitting on top of the steak.
Nice. Oh, one of my
And
favorite meals.
the husband goes, I need some of that. I says, well, it's in the fridge. Help yourself. Just don't eat my steak.
So have your family been embracing the carnivore as well?
Not to the extent that I am, but one of my daughters would thank you for introducing me to this because I have stopped nagging her now about those fruit and veggies.
Right.
So it's made family life quite a lot easier. One of my girls will only eat basically tuna and chicken. The other one indulges in our home cook, which is great. But yeah, it's made, because my girls are only 9 and 13, it has made it a lot simpler and a lot less stressful.
Isn't that interesting? I would never have
Yeah.
thought of that wonderful side effect. I would never have
Yes.
thought about that, being as my son's 30, so I don't really have much to do with his diet. But so that's amazing side effect. Wow.
But I can't get my 21-year-old on board at all. He can't see it.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Yeah,
But when you're 21,
21-year-olds.
mum's always wrong, so
Absolutely. You find that as they grow older, and I'm sure others in the group will understand this, is as they grow older, they actually realize that you do know something. And the older they get, the more they realize that you know quite a little bit, And so
Oh, exactly.
yeah, so that's fascinating. Yeah, so the younger one probably thinks you know everything, and then as they go into their teens, they know, they start knowing less and less.
Oh, I know. The 13-year-old, you'll ask her something. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
the answer to everything. I don't know.
yeah. Bless them. It's better than a
Yes.
grunt, though, isn't it? It's better, much better than a grunt. Hi,
Oh,
Belinda.
this is true.
Hi.
Yeah. So awesome. Thanks very much for the share, Keely.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, Cedric, you're next on my panel. So, would you like to share how you've been going? Because we haven't heard from you for a while. So, we've seen your lovely fish.
Yes. So it has been a lot of trial regarding what to eat. I love so much my cheese, but definitely I have a bloating reaction right after.
Oh,
So slowly, gently, I give up with cheese or just one slice, and that's it.
yeah.
Occasionally, surprisingly, I've been eating less and less eggs. I don't feel attracted anymore.
Interesting.
So I'm very focused on meat, beef, sheep mainly, and fish.
Mm, yeah.
So sea fish and trout
Right.
so far. And I've done in different ways, baking, fried. I also like to do my bone broth, fish broth that I
Nice.
use to bake my meals. I
Nice.
add a dash of vinegar, and sometimes it reminds me a little bit a white wine sauce.
Yeah, but with a bit of vinegar and a bit of butter. Yeah. So you're eating butter though?
Very rarely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
health benefits? Have you seen health benefits to you?
yes, I definitely have much more energy, that's for sure. The obvious things was also that I had such brain fog before.
Right.
Because for instance, when you want to sign in some accounts, they send you a code. And before I have to read 2, 3 times the numbers and then to have my phone under the eyes and to type one after one. Now it just in 1 second I saw the numbers and it's in my mind and that's it. And I don't make any mistakes. So yes, for me it was really something interesting.
Yeah, that is
That,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I must admit, I've observed that too. I can remember numbers and things. I've never been able to remember numbers as long as I can remember. So
yeah,
it wasn't an age thing. It was definitely a foggy thing. Yeah, mental fog.
yeah.
That's
And the
awesome.
other thing that I noticed too is each time that I've been walking more or not exercising because I don't like to exercise in a room or in a fitness place. I like to be outdoor. But if
Mm,
I've been, for instance, running on the beach because I had to, it wasn't programmed, decided before in advance. And I was thinking, wow, tomorrow I will be so sore in my legs or I will be so sore there. And no, nothing.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I
So
have a chat with
recovery.
one. Yeah, I have a chat with one of my clients that is doing this for also a year or two. And she said it's quite amazing that you can exercise and don't feel pain after that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise, I had pain, low back pain that was quite strange for many, many years, each time that I was lying down. So mainly when I was in bed, but I have no limitation of movements and it has completely disappeared.
Cool.
So it was the first thing that disappeared very quickly. And then I have an injury on my shoulder that I still can feel a little bit, but nothing to compare. And I have gained again my mobility. I can bring back my hand behind my back, something I couldn't before.
Isn't that
Uh,
awesome?
yes, so I
Really?
really enjoy this.
Yeah. So you're going to continue with it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. And my son, who is coming back to live with me, said, "Oh, Dad, I want to try with you." I said, "Yes, but perhaps I don't have the budget because it's something I'm still working on. I find this still quite expensive to go with."
Yeah. Yes, I think it's finding a local community because we're lucky up here. There's quite a few people who do home kill and share and various different things you can do. So it's actually finding in your neighborhood. Because
Mm.
where are you, Cedric?
In Masterton, in Wairarapa.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know if anyone else is around that area, but I'm
So
sure
so
we'll find
far,
some.
so far for the first month, I spent $17 per day.
$17 a day.
Yeah,
It's not bad, is it? Really?
I don't know, but I'm just low with the incomes, so
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just finding ways around.
yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I've enjoyed again to eat. I love to eat my heart, uh, sheep heart, liver. And, I asked to the butcher. I said, "Oh, do you have some beef tongue?" And she said, "No, you need to order." And it's $60. I said, "What? You're crazy or what?
Wow.
$60 for just a tongue?" I said, "No."
So are you in a Facebook group, a local Facebook group? Maybe you could ask anyone who's got a home kill if they don't want the offal and stuff because a lot of people don't like it.
Mm.
So
Yes,
yeah, so it
Oh,
might be
right.
worth.
Can I just, sorry, just say something? There's a,
Of course.
Cedric, there's a Facebook group called Homesteading New Zealand,
yes.
and there's people all around the country, and that's the group that you can go and bring those types of topics up. Sometimes what I call the cow police or the raw milk police will come out and tell you that you can't do all these things. You just ignore them. And you will probably find someone around you that is doing home kill and
Yeah.
selling meat from their farm and can help you with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good group.
Yeah.
So
Or you could
the name of the
exchange your
group,
lovely fish.
yes.
Mm.
So the name of the group is Home Kill or Homestead?
Homesteading
Homesteading. Okay.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will have a look.
Good
Awesome.
luck.
That's a great
Thank
tip.
you.
Thanks, Annette.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's all right.
Being as you're on, thanks, Cedric, for your share. Annette, being as you were on, we might as well get you up and see how you're going. How's it going?
Going good. Going good. Yeah, I'm really pleased. I've sort of got like a 2-year kind of commitment, I think, to the carnivore, and then reassess or not, whatever. But definitely have more energy. The weight just seems to be coming off, which is good. And feeling not craving any any crap foods. Just recently I've had like, oh, that'd be nice to have, but it doesn't play around in my head too much, because then I just go, well, I'm actually not hungry, so why would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, definitely more energetic, brains sharper. Actually, just Cedric was talking about the exercise thing, and I hadn't really thought about it. I'd had a few sessions that I missed of yoga and had quite a challenging practice on Monday, and I've just realized that I have no soreness from that. So maybe that's the carnivore, or maybe that just didn't challenge my body enough. I don't know, but yeah. So no, I'm really quite content with it. I'm very surprised about that, actually.
I've noticed that, sometimes you just feel like you want to run. You just want to run, or you just want to walk really fast, and you can, and you don't.
Yeah.
I don't have any ill effects at all. I can run up my hill, and
Wow.
yeah, and if I feel like it, I just race the dogs. If I, they still beat me, but it's but you don't feel it. You don't feel the ill effects at all. I mean, you get breathless, of course, because you're going up the hill, but it's you just feel like, oh yeah, I can do that, and as you say, the recovery of anything is much quicker, I find. So yeah, so it's great. Thank you, Annette. That's really awesome. Okay, Belinda. Hello,
Hi.
lovely. How
Hi,
you going?
Yeah, good. Yeah, overall really good. Yeah, I'm maintaining my weight, or keeping it at the level that I want to be at, and same weight that I was when I was 22.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's really good. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's been more energy. I think you're just feeling really calm, and like steady energy, no cravings. Clear head, so all those things have been really great. Yes, also with the exercise, because I do gym 3 times a week, and no soreness after the gym. And oh yeah, and Cedric was saying about putting his hand up his back, because I do this in the shower, like in the morning, put my hand up my back and go over like this, and I used to be able to touch, or just to grab on one side and touch on the other, and I can actually grab now on both sides, and I can so yeah, both have improved, and I thought, well, it must be less inflammation or something, stopping. I don't know. It's just weird, but good.
So you've only been doing the carnivore since we started the challenge, or did you do the carnivore before?
No, I've been doing carnivore since the challenge, but like most of last year, I was doing keto and low carb, high fat. Well,
low inflammatory.
Yeah, so it wasn't too much of a step to go to a carnivore.
Yeah, I think and you also did the fast as well. So, you know, were you doing broth?
No, it was we did the water fast in
Water
January.
fast. Because what I've been finding with many is by having the carnivore with broth and everything, we do tend to get more flexible because the collagen and the
Yeah.
so
Amazing.
that's a really interesting side effect. I've never really thought of that.
Yeah,
Really cool. So it's really good to know. So
yeah.
awesome.
So I've been finding myself flying around the tennis court. It's like, you know, like I'm years younger sort of thing, you know, it's like
That's amazing. That's really cool. Good to know.
right.
I
Cool.
might take up tennis
So,
again. Go about that.
yeah, the only thing that I've been having to work with is yeah, if I eat quite a lot of fat, often later in bed I'll feel a bit nauseous or get a bit of bile in my mouth. So that's why, yeah, and you suggested previously that I probably should do a liver gallbladder cleanse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
But
go
you know,
over.
that's been the case for me like most of my life. And I can remember as a child, if I had anything too rich or whatever, I'd get bilious or sick or,
Oh, okay.
you know, so yeah. So yeah, I want to do that sometime. So
I will be going over that one soon.
yeah.
Just been rushed off my feet actually the last.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah. And the only other thing is that I'm having to take either Epsom salts or magnesium oxide just to keep the bowels moving.
Okay. So do you feel uncomfortable with your bowels or do you just feel that you should be moving?
Yeah, like 3 to 4 days later it feels like and then when I go it's sort of like, you know, sort of, you know, like small no dark amounts and the, you know, sinking to the bottom of the loo. It's sort of like
Yeah, I mean, you
it
know,
doesn't, it's not satisfying or feeling like you've had a really good evacuation, you know.
yeah, I think you might find that that's a normal thing with carnivore, as long as you're not straining too much and causing yourself to have hemorrhoids and things. And as long as it's relatively soft, then it's actually quite normal because when you think about it, the food we're eating is digested and utilized. So there's hardly any waste. So that's the reason why. It's only when really you're getting really hard stools that it's a struggle to eliminate.
Yeah, well, it has been a bit like that, but I mean, I have been like that, you know, through my life as well. So
okay. So maybe we need to get you onto something like Triphala, which is a bowel toner.
oh, okay.
It's an Ayurvedic formula.
Oh, yeah.
And because it sounds like the motility is not quite there. So so awesome. So I'll send you a link to Triphala.
Okay, cool. That'll be great. Thank you.
Mind me, please, because
yeah, I will.
yeah, that's awesome. Okay, thank you for that share, Belinda. Awesome. Now, last but by no means least, Julia. How you doing?
Right. Well, we obviously touched base yesterday anyway. So not too much different. We speak about niacin in this group. I'm confused now because
No, we haven't.
Right. So won't talk about that then.
But we can, but we'll talk about that in more detail when yeah.
I'd just like to say I won't be running up any hills unless somebody's chasing me, so I don't know what on earth you're doing that for. It's a silly idea.
It's good, Julia.
Yeah, whatever.
Aren't you Wonder Woman, Julia?
Oh, pardon, say again?
You got Wonder Woman there on your shirt.
Oh yeah, I change into a different outfit when that's needed.
You can do anything.
Yeah, absolutely, in the right costume. Yeah, so I've been taking niacin that Karen recommended, which she'll speak about another time. So I've been monitoring that, so that's been really interesting. I've not had the last one today, but literally I've discovered even if I take it on an empty stomach and eat my food, I'm not getting that flush happen until I start moving. which made it a very interesting guitar lesson for my daughter tonight. She's like, everybody's going to think you've got a crush on the music teacher because you're bright red. But I've found, Karen, I'm getting this feeling afterwards, and this will sound weird. I work as a medium, everybody. So I pick up on people's energy. So if I have somebody in my space, like the ex-husband, and he has a yucky energy and he leaves and there's something left over there, and it's almost like I want to, like, I'm feeling like that, Karen.
Interesting.
And I've only, yeah. So I'd love to chat with you more about that, because that's a new thing, but I only got present to it today. Like, I felt it yesterday, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And it's like this yucky, I'm like going, should I be burning some sage and running around the house? Like,
Oh,
but yeah, I get this yucky after thing.
yeah.
I've even asked Angelique sometimes to, like, you know, rub my back and create some endorphins, give a figure eights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could be residual stuff of what you're detoxing, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe to do with the stuff that happened with that, you know, leg.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because niacin, by the way, peeps, if you're into letting go of weights and stuff, and also so many other things. So it's really good for metabolic flexibility, but it's also good for anti-inflammatory and healing and bipolar and stuff like that. So that's why we're not that Julia's got any of those, but she's got a bit of inflammation going on, and we need to get her metabolic pathways flowing a little bit more. So that's the reason. But I'm going to talk more about that. I'll do a workshop thing with that one, I think, because it's actually really, really exciting. I'm very excited about niacin. And so, yes, and I get my lovely ladies in the ultimate detox, if they're up for it, to do it. And so that's the
That's why you need the Wonder Woman costume, Belinda.
yeah,
Oh.
it's actually the first time you do it is really quite a bit of a shock to the system, I would say. Yeah.
An experience, a sensory experience.
It really is. It's nothing like a hot flush, you know, like a menopausal hot flush. It's nothing like that. It's still hot, but it's very, very different. And it's
I was
very
telling Angelique
explained.
today, it's like getting slapped,
Yeah.
but over a vast quantity of your body. That's stinging.
I've got Simon onto it. This is my husband, and he said today that it felt like he got sunburn all of a sudden. Sunburn.
Yeah.
So, but it goes. It doesn't last. So it's not like sunburn. It doesn't last. Anyway, I want to quickly do the subject I was going to talk about, and that is the role of gut microflora and carnivore diet. And so I'm sure you all know that we have trillions of microorganisms residing in our gut, and they play a crucial role in digestion, immune function, and overall health. Now we've got good microorganisms, and we've got not so good microorganisms. So they include bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes. And the bacteria are the most studied, however. So the bacteria is probably a really, really interesting study. And so we need a really good balance. So we need a balance of the good microbes to outweigh the negative microbes, so they keep everything in check. And so when you do the carnivore diet, lots of things start happening. And so we get a reduction in gut inflammation. And because we're reducing the inflammatory foods such as sugars, grains, and also the plant toxins like lectins and oxalates. You've heard me talk about those before. And these foods can disrupt the gut lining and create an inflammatory environment. So when you're on the carnivore, by eliminating these irritants, it can reduce the inflammation. And so, but it gets even more interesting actually. And so what carnivore does is increase in butyrate, which is butyrate producing bacteria. So butyrate is a short chain fatty acid, so SCFA for short. When on a meat and veg diet, it is produced by the fermentation of dietary fiber, which is crucial for gut health. It serves as a primary energy source for colonocytes, which are cells lining the colon, and has anti-inflammatory properties. However, the carnivore diet, as you know, is low, if not got no fiber in, and certain gut bacteria can still produce butyrate through alternative metabolic pathways involving proteins and fats. For example, amino acids and the fats from animal products can be fermented by a specific bacteria to produce the SCFAs, including butyrate. So you may have heard me talk about the benefit of butter because of the butyric acid. So what is butyric acid? Butyric acid is a form of butyrate that is directly present in certain foods, particularly butter and other dairy products. Butter, especially grass-fed butter, which we're really lucky, most of our butter is grass-fed, is a rich source of butyric acid. So how butyric acid from butter affects the intestine is really, really interesting. So it's a direct source of butyrate, so it's immediately available. When you consume butter, the butyric acid it contains is directly absorbed in the upper part of the intestine, so upper part of the small intestine. This provides an immediate source of butyrate, bypassing the need of fermentation by gut bacteria. And so this direct absorption supports colonocytes' health by providing a readily available energy source, promoting a healthy gut lining and overall intestinal integrity. So butyrate is well documented anti-inflammatory effects. It inhibits the activity of nuclear factor kappa B, which is NF-κB, a protein complex that's crucial in regulating the immune response to inflammation. This can help reduce the inflammation of the gut, contributing to improved gut health. So not only does it reduce inflammation, it can also strengthen the gut barrier. So basically, it enhances the expression of the tight junction proteins. So basically, this is maintaining the integrity of the gut barrier. So you've all heard of leaky gut, and leaky gut, those tight junctions become loosened. And so food can get through those tight junctions when they shouldn't. And that can cause all sorts of problems going into the bloodstream. And so by having a good knob of butter on your steak can be helping you heal your gut. Now that to me is a win. You know, let's face it, who doesn't love butter? And basically, if you can put butter on your steak on a regular basis, you're actually helping to heal your gut. Probably better than most of the products that are on the market. And so when we promote healthy gut bacteria, then the butyrate promotes the growth of other bacteria and produces a positive feedback loop. As butyrate levels increase, the environment becomes more healthy, and so on. It keeps on going in a positive direction. It also enhances the mucus layer. So butyrate stimulates the production of mucus in the gut, which serves as another protective barrier between the gut lining and the contents of the intestine. So it's less likely to get damaged again. So basically you're healing your gut and you're protecting your gut. And that could be just through butter, but there's other sources where you can use ghee and you can use certain cheeses. So if you've got good, preferably raw, unpasteurized cheese, you'd probably get more benefit. And also occasional fermented foods like olives and capers, etc. They can help give you a bit more butyric acid. So it's a good excuse to have things like that, really. And so if you look at just that, just butter, what you're doing to help with your gut. Now, the other things that can be really useful is, as I said, healing the gut, but also it reduces dysbiosis. So you get less bloating, you get less autoimmune diseases, and also mental health disorders. Because if you have certain gut bacteria and parasites, they can affect your mental health. So by using the carnivore diet on a regular basis for a long term, you are actually healing your gut, getting rid of any markers that could be autoimmune problems, could be mental health problems, or digestive problems. And so basically, you're just doing an amazing job at healing yourself. And it's so, so simple, I think, anyway. So if we look at the rest of our sort of nutrients and things that we've been told are really healthy, plant-based foods often contain things like anti-nutrients, like phthalates, lectins, and all of those, and oxalates. They are actually making your gut dysfunctional rather than functional. And I think, you know, that's what the benefit of the carnivore diet is. I know most of you will relate to this, is you have less bloating, less gas, you might have less irritation in your gut. You might be struggling with elimination like we were talking a bit earlier, but there's a reason for that. So there's a reason that we don't go have a bowel motion every day, maybe twice a day, because we haven't got that amount of waste products that need to be eliminated to keep us healthy. And so I am going to talk more about that at another time, because it's a really important component. And so we've got an enhanced immune system, we've got improved guts, we've got better mental clarity and mood improvement, and ability to concentrate for longer, and sustained energy levels. And simply because our gut biome is improved without taking supplements. And I think that's a really important component of the whole process of going on the carnivore diet. I personally, I don't know about you, I wouldn't have believed when I first started on this journey how good it feels to be on the carnivore diet, and how basically my gut feels so much better. I don't get bloating, I don't get any gut issues, whereas my history is a lot of gut issues. And even on the low carb diet, I got them occasionally, but since being on carnivore, I hadn't had any. So, yeah.
So
Cedric.
I have just a question. What about butter versus broth? Bone broth, fish broth, or because it's said that the broth will help if you have leaky guts or
yeah,
gut
that's
issues.
because of the collagen component rather than the butyric acid component. So they work really well together. I mean, I think they're probably a match made in heaven. So I think, you know, if you can have some broth and maybe add some extra butter in, I think that's a win-win as far as your gut's concerned. So if you were to do like a fast, so 24, 48-hour fast on broth, if you added butter into it, it wouldn't affect your blood sugars at all, but it would affect the health of the gut. So who would have thought we'd been talking about butter as a health food a few years ago? I don't.
Oh, I have periods like that when I'm really craving for butter. So I just cut and
Yeah, great. So
and then I'm done for a week or two.
yeah. Yeah, so it's just basically following your gut instincts, I think,
Yeah.
with cravings, and realizing that we have cravings when we're in balance. We tend to crave things because we actually need them. So I don't get cravings for junk anymore. As you say, I might crave some butter on my steak, but that's about it, really. Or my favorite is brisket. So I have brisket and butter. That's what I'm having tonight. So I'm going to have brisket sandwiches. So cold brisket, sliced, butter in the middle. Biscuit sandwiches. Easy, easy peasy. So, okay. So any questions that you need to have answered So thanks for that question, Cedric. It's very cool.
So yes, I'm still fighting with what I'm eating for dinner. And that's why most of the time I try to have something light or to have fish as a last meal.
Yeah.
Otherwise I don't sleep well. If
Oh,
I
okay.
have some brisket or something fatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all unique little snowflakes, aren't we? You know, our digestion. You know, some days I don't get hungry at night, and so I don't have anything, you know, or I have a broth or whatever. But tonight I am hungry because I didn't have lunch, so that's why I'm hungry. So so basically yeah, it depends on your life, doesn't it, really? And depends on what feels right for you. So some people have their main meal in the middle of the day, and some people have it in night, and you know, and as long as you sleep and as long as you feel good, then that's right for you, you know. So if you can do your main meal at lunchtime or a bit later, then it's great. Yeah. Excellent. Anything anyone wants to ask me? You don't have to, it's all right. You know, it's not a prerequisite. I'm not going to quiz you. All right. So if everyone has had enough, then I will say adieu. I've got another meeting I can go to. So thank you for turning up, lovelies. It's been a pleasure as always. And if I can be of service, if you need a subject covered, just let me know and I can cover it. And so I will. So yeah. So we'll cover liver gallbladder flush next week, Belinda.
Great. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So an important component if you're struggling with fat. That's for sure. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. See you soon.
Right.
Have a fun
Thank
week,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.